Right then! Welcome to our next episode of Paul and Carole Meets, and we'd like to introduce Travel with Jonny and Will.
Hi.
Hello.
So we're here to just find out a little bit more about them and talk about cruising and obviously their YouTube channel. So Paulie, do you want to start away?
Yes, I do. Right, it's off with a very well, it might not be an easy one, depends what your memory's like. What first attracted you to the wonderful world of cruising?
Well, for me, because our first holiday together was to Blackpool.
Oh.
So very exotic. But for me, when I was a kid, my granny and grandpa used to go on a lot of cruises. So I was obviously intrigued, and I remember finding their cruise news, their the daily planners in an old suitcase belonging to my grandfather.
Oh, cool.
And so I always was intrigued by cruising. And then were you ever intrigued by, or was it just something
mine would be more? Well, I'm an engineer, so ships are these big engineering masterpieces. So for me to get on one and actually experience what it's like and what goes on, and the fact that everything can be on in this one little place, basically, that can float, that's amazing to me. So I've always wanted to go on one, and then since we started, we never stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your first ever cruise?
Oh, that is an easy one. Yeah. So our first ever cruise was in September 2018 on Marella Explorer.
Oh, Miranda.
Very easy, very
One of our
easy.
faves.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many cruises have you been on so far?
Oh, flip, that is a tough one.
22? 22 cruises.
Yeah.
That's a good number, 22.
All the ducks.
That's Paul's racing number.
Oh,
is it?
Oh, indeed.
And they've all been on Morella?
No.
No.
We've done what? Princess, P&O, MSC.
Yeah. Azamara.
Yeah.
Once. We've done Royal Caribbean once.
Oh, an ambassador.
And Ambassador.
Right, so a great mixture then.
A proper good mixture, yes, indeed. Right, out of those, a plethora of 22 cruises.
Plethora.
Favourite
That's a good
cruise
word.
ship so far?
That's easy. Yeah. World Europa. MSC
Right.
World Europa.
Yeah, we both actually really enjoyed World Europa, yeah.
So we did a week on it this January, around the Mid, and it was just, we saw, whenever we were on Voyager together, we saw World Europa behind us on one of the docks, and I remember looking at it and going,
It was Barcelona.
and I remember looking at it going, that looks very sexy.
Do you know, funny you should say that, because we were on, I can't remember what ship, in Barcelona, and World Europa was behind us, and the actual bow of the ship is very sexy, isn't it? It's very curved and pointy, if you know what I mean. We thought that, didn't we? Thought that's the sexiest ship we've seen for a long time.
Yeah, and then whenever you get to the back of her, she's all singing and dancing because there's loads of lights and light shows and
light
things.
shows.
And that's the one with the big slide all the way down the back, isn't there?
Yeah.
As I recall, I made a little short where I panned up at the front of World Europa, and the music I used was You're Sexy and You Know It by LMFAO. So yeah, so
And we've seen MSC Europe again on our last Amsterdam cruise in Malta, and yeah, it is a beautiful ship. And we've just said because if you've been following us for a while, we've not had the best experience on our MSC, but that is a ship that even Paul said that he would actually be prepared to try.
Do you see how she's already turned this round to Paul and Carole Meets Carole?
No. So how many MSC cruises have you done?
Quite a few, because we've been on Virtuosa 3 times, Divina, Preziosa, and then World Europa, and then
6.
Yeah, so 6, and then we've another one booked.
And you've never done Yacht Club?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. So you've got Yacht Club booked.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see then the ship. For those that don't know, Yacht Club is like a luxurious ship within a ship. Yeah, so that
That's
will be
hard
interesting
if
to
you
you.
get your teeth into say.
Is that
Yeah.
ship within a ship?
Yeah.
Make sure you say the P.
Yes, definitely make sure that the P. Right. What is the best meal you've ever had on a cruise ship?
I would say that Azamara food, when we were on the Azamara cruise, was really, really first class food. Probably the burger in there, is it the patio grill?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was a really good meal. But
Plus
all the Azamara food I thought was outstanding.
Yeah.
Plus, there is something special about sitting at a poolside grill with like table linens and a glass.
Yes.
As
Being
opposed
served
to, and being
things.
served as opposed to like a plastic tumbler.
Yeah.
Like most cruise lines.
It takes burger bars to a new height,
Yeah.
doesn't it? To be fair, that's definitely true.
But they don't just do burgers, do they, on Azamara? I think that's why it stands out the patio, because they do. You had fillet steak, you had surf and turf there. They do lots of skewers. So yeah, we totally rate Azamara food too.
I would say that for me, my favourite meal has probably been, because we sort of like Mexican food as well. On the MSC ships, obviously you have the Hola Tacos place.
Yes.
The only thing is that it's the kind of restaurant that whenever you go, it's like, I think it's like $17.99 and that's all you can eat. But they literally want you to physically eat
everything
all
on
you
the
can
menu,
eat.
yeah.
And they literally want to bring you more and more things. So every time we've went to Hola Taco, we've had to go for a lie down after.
Yeah. But it's really good value, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like you say, we've done it once and the food was superb.
Yeah.
And like you say, but they just keep wanting to,
Yeah.
they're like feeders, aren't they?
Yeah. But we're happy to eat it at the time.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly that.
Right, we've touched upon favourite food. So
Yeah.
this question, just your day-to-day, normal, run-of-the-mill, like Carole's would be
Yeah.
glasses of wine.
Yeah. Mine would normally be either like a vodka or a gin.
And probably just any bottled beer, really, yeah, for me.
Is it gin-based cocktails? That's a favourite cocktail.
No, I'm not fussy when it comes to cocktails. Just really. I think like an easy go-to cocktail, like, and one of the first ones we'd ever get whenever we were on the ship is like a pina colada or something like that. But there was one that we had on Voyager actually last year called Jamaican Me Crazy, and I can't remember what was in it, but it tasted like, you know, the fruit juice on bungo, so I really liked that one. So that'd be my favourite
Well, I'm
cocktail.
going to guess it was rum in it, or if
Yeah.
it was Jamaican Me Crazy.
But so that would be my favourite one, but I you can't really get it in any other ships.
Yeah, there's one on Morella they do, it's called the Dirty Banana.
Yeah.
And it's really
Yeah.
nice. I don't think you could have too many, but that's probably my favourite one to have. Yeah.
My sister likes a dirty
She
banana.
does like a dirty banana.
And she likes cocktails as well.
Ah, Polly Morgan.
Right, what is your favourite cruise destination?
Oh, it's a toughie because I'm stuck between two places.
Probably for me, it would be Falam. We went there on MSC Virtuosa, didn't we? Our first visit to Norway. And just when you're in the fjord and you're surrounded by the mountains, and it was just very calm and peaceful. And I was just sitting. Do you remember we sat on the rocks?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was just the most peaceful.
Yeah.
place.
And hardly spoke to each
And
other.
there,
for like
yeah,
half
and
an
there
hour.
was no
Yeah.
there was no sound. It was just peace.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Fjords are magical, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say, oh, should I go on a cruise to the fjords? It's like, yes.
Yeah.
We've now been to Norway, 5 times, and we'll be going again because it is just so spectacular. Particularly when you go to places like Flam or Olden or Shoalden, all the little ones which take you quite hours to get up the fjords. And it is just, like you say, peaceful and just magical, I
But
think.
some of it is like really dramatic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I can probably...
Yeah.
Sometimes no words are required, which is very difficult for me. obviously.
Well, exactly, so you didn't shut up. But what about
Um,
yours then, Johnny?
I don't know. I think I quite like Funchal and Madeira.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we've been there a few times, because obviously we've done a lot of Canary cruising and now cruising on ships, not with canaries. But, so, you know,
That'd
and
be interesting, wouldn't it?
that, you know, that's always one of the stops. And I think, and we normally always do the exact same things when we go there, and we just sort of take a dander off the ship.
A dander. We do have a dander.
You know, go
For
for
those
like,
that don't know, a dander means a walk.
yeah.
You're gonna say about Cafe Ritz. or
Yeah, and we go to
something,
this big Cafe Ritz, and we'll have like a coffee and maybe like a snack, and then we'll walk around to the cable car. We'll take the cable up to the top, and then we'll always like have lunch up there. And we haven't really braved the toboggan ride yet.
I was going to
because-
say you haven't done the tea
no,
tray, though.
because you
haven't done
know, I sort of think that, you know, the poor fellas having to push us on a basket.
But it's downhill, though, isn't it?
Well, it's down, yeah, I suppose. But I would be afraid with the weight of us, it wouldn't stop. You know, there wouldn't be enough. There wouldn't be enough leather on their shoes to stop us.
Well, we haven't done that either, have we? Yeah.
No, I did it years ago when I
Oh,
worked
I've
on the
never done
cruise
it,
ships,
no.
but yeah.
Right then. Money and time, no object. Bucket list cruise.
I would replicate your cruise that you did to Alaska and the Rocky Mountaineer
Oh, yeah.
and the Neptune Suite.
Yeah.
So literally, whenever we watched that vlog series of yours, I was like, I actually messaged the travel agent and says, you need to keep the blueprint of that trip. That would
Yeah.
probably be my trip. Yeah.
That was pretty perfect. If you haven't seen it, watch our vlog series on Holland America Koningsdam, because that was a special,
It was fabulous,
special
yeah.
cruise.
That's where I went a bit insane, and I said to Carole, "Oh, just
book the Neptune
just book
suite,
the Neptune
sure?"
suite." And then
But it was worth it, particularly
Yeah.
for Alaska. Having that half suite was just magical.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
I
mine.
definitely recommend.
Yeah.
What about you then, Will?
Well, time, money, no object. Possibly like something around Australia, New Zealand, because we've never been before, so we don't really know what we're missing out on. So it's just that would be nice to do, to get to that other side of the world and experience the season in a different way, because we've never been to the southern hemisphere either. So
Yeah.
that'd be nice actually.
good answer. So I'm laughing at this one now.
Is this the one Britney Spears?
No, it's better than that. This question is going to be obviously no, it's not. It's not about Britney Spears, but this question, knowing what I know now, it could hurt your feelings.
Right.
What's your next cruise?
Oh.
Or
Do you want
shall I
to-
say, what was your next cruise?
Would you like to explain?
Yeah. So, whenever we're recording this, we should be going on a cruise in 3 days' time?
3 days, yeah.
Yeah. And on the way to pick up you guys at the airport, we got an email to say that our cruise had been cancelled.
And which cruise was it?
And it was on Discovery 2 by Morella. So we were really looking forward to it because we love Morella. And we've never done any of the Discovery ships before. So now we're a bit snickered as to what we're going to do.
That's just mean asking that question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what can I say?
You're a meanie.
Meanie old Uncle Paul. How many, not including the one that's just been cancelled, obviously, cruises have you currently got booked?
Well, Will won't know the answer.
I
to
won't know
this.
the answer.
I'll work it out here. So we've got three booked for next year.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know.
Oh, sorry, no. We've actually got 4 booked for 2025 and 1 booked for 2026. So 4 booked so far. Not as many as you
Any
think.
special cruises you're going on sort of May time next year?
No, well, we booked this one, but we heard there's going to be a bunch of like hooligans on board on a group cruise. So we might try and stay clear of those ones, you know.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
So our group cruise May 25.
May 20.
And you booked on 26.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're doing a Patreon members only cruise on Queen Victoria now. Your first Cunard cruise, and you're quite
Yeah.
Yes.
nervous about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, as you know, we love Cunard, but for those that haven't done it and you think it's going to be dressing up all the time, we hope that when you get on it, you'll see that actually that isn't how it is all the time, and you'll appreciate what we appreciate about it. But we will see.
Totally. What motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
So we both probably have different answers.
As
This
in your
is
answer-
probably like
as in your answer
this
was
is
I was mate.
probably a copy of what the Cruise Monkeys said.
Yeah.
It was like family and friends always would have asked, "Oh, how was your holiday?" and this and that, and they would have said, "Oh, it was good," but they wanted to see the ship, they wanted to see the destinations. So I would say it was really just a way of showing other people and sharing with them what we get up to on holiday. So that's probably my answer for that.
And we'd done a cruise around the Canaries, and we were putting together little videos, and we put them onto one of the Morella Facebook groups.
Yes.
And again, people were commenting saying, "Oh, we're doing that cruise next month. You know, it's really useful. I'm really glad I don't have to book an excursion because I've seen you can just walk off and do this."
And all I had done for that was I just took the phone out and recorded like every 5 minutes, next bit, no dialogue, no prompting or anything, and people were like, "Oh, that's really helpful." So I think that triggered us as well.
To share on
And-
YouTube then?
And when was that? What? How long ago was that?
Oh, well, that was pre-COVID that we did it on the Facebook groups and things like that.
it
But then,
was,
but at the first cruise we actually did
Is that
our...
Dream? We were on Dream.
Yeah,
Morella
it was Morella Dream. But the first sort of video we put on YouTube would have been the Virtuosa cruise, which was the first cruise during the pandemic.
Because I was going to say as well, leading on from what you were saying about family and friends, Gary Benbridge, I don't know if you've heard of him, he does a bit of cruise blogging.
Heard of him, yeah.
Done a little bit tips for travellers, and that's how he started.
You said
Oh.
tits.
Tips for travellers. Tips for travellers. And his mum used to say to him, because he used to travel a lot for business, and she said, "Oh, what's your hotel like?" And he would like say, "Oh, it's got this, and it's got that, it's got something else." And she'd be like, "Oh, take a few photos and bring back and show me." And then that developed onto doing like a video, and it just went on from there. So it's interesting that you've got the same sort of story to tell, and it's just like when it's like a classic old, you go and see friends, or they come to see you, and you make them look at 700 holiday photos you've taken, whether they want to or not. And that's basically what we're doing now. We're forcing our holiday photos onto people, whether they like it or not.
But do check out our previous episodes of Paul and Carole Meets, because we've got one with obviously Gary Benbridge and quite a few other people. So do check that out after this video.
How do you well, I already know one of the answers to this. How do you feel your YouTube style and content has changed? I know you talk on your videos now, so that's it changed from there.
Yeah, so I think at first we just sort of did like little sort of ship tours, cabin tours and things like that, and then we made one video where we were in front of the camera, and that was it was a princess cruise. Yeah, it was a princess cruise.
Yeah. Oh.
And a couple of people have commented and contacted us and sort of says, "Oh, we're really glad to see you on camera now, because before we didn't really know anything about you or anything." So, so then we started doing then our vlogs.
But I would say for the vlogs, we got a lot of interest in a video we did for Morella Voyager because it was the new ship, and we announced that we were going on the first cruise. And then when that video got a lot of views, that was like a real push for us. Oh, people actually want to see what we're saying, or what they're interested in, us. So we just decided to do vlogs from there on in. Yeah.
And did you meet anybody nice on that?
Loads of lovely people. There was two that they should have denied boarding to, but there was lots of other lovely people on board. Yeah.
So interestingly, who does what with the YouTube channel? Do you do bits of both, or how do you work out? Because running a YouTube channel, or I know, because obviously editing videos, it's a lot of work, isn't it? So how do you split that up?
So I would do I do all the videoing, and I do all of the editing on my own. Jonny doesn't touch any of that at all.
Yeah. I'm probably better not to touch that, to be honest.
But you do a lot with social media, don't you?
So I'll do most of the social media stuff, or if we're maybe preparing like notes or a script, or if we're away, I'll maybe sort of take the notes down of what we've done that day, just while it's fresh in our heads. Or if there's like something we learn about the ship, or and you think, oh, that might be useful to include, I'll make a note of. So I'll sort of keep the notes and then do the social media, and if there's a script to be written, I'll write the scripts.
Because that's so key, isn't it? Particularly when you're editing. I know we were talking about this earlier, that you've got so much footage there. How do you make sure that you've got it organised, so when you come to sort of putting a video together, what tips can you give people that are thinking about vlogging? Because people think, I'm going to just do some vlogging, but it takes a lot of thought and process, doesn't it?
So I would say when you're away, do a little bit of work every day to keep everything organised. Because when you're there, you're remembering everything, it's fresh. When you get back home and you're trying to match something, when did I record that venue? You're not going to know, it's going to make it more difficult for you. So I would say keep at it when you're away, just a little bit, and then it'll make your life a lot easier.
How do you, and I hope you don't get many of these, how do you deal with nasty and negative comments?
I don't really, it doesn't strike me personally, it doesn't hurt me personally for some reason. I just sort of feel that when you're writing a comment, that person's faceless to me anyway, plus they've took the time to engage, so it's engagement. But if there's nothing behind it, it's just, to me, it doesn't mean anything. But
we don't really
we're both not really affected.
we haven't really had much. We would have a couple of comments obviously that would nearly like diss the video, or like we did have somebody say, oh, well, all you ever do is eat. And we're like, well, you have to eat in life, so you get up in the morning, what do? You eat breakfast. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock comes, what do? You eat lunch. People have 3 meals a day. We didn't create this concept. We're just living our life, and if you choose to watch our videos, well then, thank you. But So we just sort of say it's engagement, and quite often if we get a nasty comment or a snarky comment, I'll normally just go, thanks for taking the time to watch our video and comment. YouTube loves that.
Love the engagement, yeah.
I always find as well, when you get hate, going back with a bit of positive, or not love, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes a second comment will come in and say, oh, I'm ever so sorry, I was a bit rude with that first one. I didn't mean it in that way. And it starts then a positive conversation. So I always think, you know, people say, oh, I'm going to react and I'm going to give... some people say not to react, and often I don't react. It depends on what the comment is, or if it's really nasty and personal, I just block and delete. Because we don't want to have people in our life that are like that.
There's enough negativity in life without having to entertain that.
To deal with trolls.
I admire what you say, and thanks for watching.
Because at the end of the day, you know, we want, like, our channel relies on people watching videos. So if you watch the video and you don't like it, well, we're sorry, but you know, we're just sharing our experiences. So you know, what we like to do is maybe not going to be what you like to do.
Well, I think it's a good example, as you were on Morella Voyager, we were on Morella Voyager. If you look at vlog series, they're very different, because what you get activities in the day, and even in I mean, we met up at times, but it is very different. And that's when people always say to us, you know, well, which vlog should I watch? It's like, watch everyone's, because everyone portrays things in a different way.
But ours first. And then everyone else's. Right, there's young, fresh-faced YouTubers just about to start out.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
I would always sort of say, you know, if you're doing, especially for like travel, think about why you're doing it, first of all, do you know what I mean? And obviously for us, we were putting together little videos and that to show friends and family. And again, we were doing holidays that maybe our friends and family had never done, or they were intrigued by, you know, say cruising. So therefore, that's what they were interested to see. So I think for us, we go on holiday, you know, we take, say, 5 holidays, you know, a year or whatever. And obviously then we share our holidays with our viewers. So I think, you know, think about why you're setting up the channel for the, you know, at the beginning. And if it's about sharing your experiences in holiday, well then go and enjoy your holiday. Because you paid for it, you may as well have a great time, you know.
Make sure you enjoy it, you know, because once you get into it, you know, it's a big commitment, so make sure you enjoy it. And I would also say, don't compare yourself to others. You know, don't look at what other people are doing and then go, oh, I should do that. No, just do your own thing, see what works for your audience, and you'll get there.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Because people just think, I'm going to do that and I'm going to copy or do. Just be authentic and be yourself. And when you said that when you sat in front of the camera and people could see you, you become relatable, don't you? And people understand the personalities behind the camera. And I think that's when you build a community. And we found with our channel, and you found, we were talking about it, weren't you? About having that community, which is one of the most, I think, rewarding things about starting a YouTube channel. People say, I want to start a YouTube channel because I want to make money. It's like, that's the wrong reasons. If you want to build a community and have, you know, this community around you that's got like-minded people, then, you know, go ahead and do it. And I think that's, for us, that's been one of the most rewarding things.
Well, I think one of the daftest comments I've ever seen, and it was on like Facebook or something, and it was like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a vlog.
Right.
What do you think it should be about? And it's like, well, you already shouldn't be starting a vlog, because you should. It's got to be something
you're passionate
that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And Will summed it up perfectly, saying it's got to be something you enjoy. And if it I know there's people out there, and it's, you know, that obviously now, vlogging, it's their life and it's a business, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's all they do.
And that's great.
And that's great.
It works for some, doesn't it?
And that works for you, and it's like, and it is a business, and that's how they treat it. How you do it and how we do it is the same. As we do it, it's a byproduct of going on your cruise or going on your holiday, and you're just doing that to show to people, whether they like it or not. They have to watch them, but they obviously don't.
Because you're both still working full time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, and it's a hell of a commitment on top of that, isn't it, with life in general?
But I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing what other people's doing. Because obviously there's always ideas out there. I think, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But you've got to have your own style.
Yeah.
Your style is not somebody else's style, and that's what there's no other U2s out there.
That's it. Yeah.
And there's no other us twos out there.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with saying, oh well, so and so's done this. Oh, I really like how they've done that. But you've got to have your style stamped on it, because that's what's always going to make you unique.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and that's sort of why I think people watch sort of different channels, because again, you know, we obviously spend a lot of time watching YouTube, you know, and watching other content creators, and we like different things about different creators, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Because they're different.
Yeah, because they're different, yeah.
Wrapping it up then, so it's into the camera, you two lovely gentlemen. Where can all the millions of people that are watching this video find you?
Yeah, so we obviously on YouTube and then Facebook and Instagram. We are Travel with Jonny and Will.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
As simple as that.
Simple as that, short and sweet. Well, it's been
Absolute
an
pleasure.
absolute pleasure.
Thanks ever so much for watching. Now go and watch these videos of our other Paul and Carole meets. They might be somewhere around here.
Anyway.
Thanks again.